Yo, hey, what's up, y'all? I'm watching Mad Men, season 7, episode 6, right? And in the scene unfolds late in the episode. But I wanted to ask y'all a question about which would you select, arrangement or love? In this particular scene, we have Bob, who's a gay man, presents this proposal to Joan. It's a marriage proposal. Now, his proposal is this. He was offered this job, and during this time, right, during that time period, he wanted to present himself as a straight man who's married and is stable, and because that's what he perceives the company is looking for. So he offers Joan a marriage of convenience, security, financial support for her and her young son, and all the trappings of a perfect suburban family. He even tells her, I'm offering you more than anyone else ever will. And you could tell, yo, what's so crazy is you could tell by her expression. I don't know how well y'all can see it on the screen, but um, her response, because she was looking a little bit shocked, like that he would even have the audacity to say that. But look at here's Joan's response. So shocked, Joan refuses to become part of a transactional arrangement. And she says she delivers her iconic line with quiet but fierce conviction. She says, no, you're not, Bob, because I want love. And I'd rather die. She said, I'd rather die hoping that happens than make some arrangement. And you should too. So her words underscore one of Mad Men's core conflicts: the risk of pursuing genuine emotion versus the safety of calculated compromise. Hence the reason for the caption why I wanted to ask y'all, how many of y'all would actually accept that type of arrangement? Are you actually looking for love? Are you actually looking for love? But if someone presented this arrangement, you would accept that and sacrifice love for comfort. Because I know that I'm 46, and I believe that, given my observation, love for many may be hard to find. I'm not talking about preference. I'm not talking about people who meet your preference and you love them because they meet your preference. I'm talking about genuine love, that, this person just loves you genuinely and they would do anything within reason, obviously, but they would do anything. And I remember meeting a woman when I was younger, and she, I knew she loved me, and I mean, she had my back, like no questions asked, like ride or die, like I mean, like it was just crazy, and man, the thing is, I'm gonna because this is very, very, this scene hit home for me because it resonates with me because of my personal experience, like having, you know met someone, wasn't expecting it to shape out the way it did, but come to find out, this person really loved me. We was just kicking it. It wasn't like we was rushing anything or just trying to jump into anything. We just clicked. And that's all it was. We just clicked. And that's the type of love that I'm referring to. It's just, you meet someone and you just click. You get them, they get you, you know, and it is what it is. And it just works out. But let me tell y'all, like, what ended up happening is, when we look at the arrangement, what I was trying to offer, because I'm gonna just tell y'all flat out, I was afraid. I was afraid, not afraid of the relationship, but afraid of life. What I had observed at this point, I'm a teenager, and what I had observed at this point in my life was, just the poverty and just the how it decimates families, and like it just creates this environment that's just ugly. That's just ugly. And that's not what I wanted. And I wanted to do everything that I could to avoid that. And so it just so happened one of the opportunities that presented itself was going into the military. And I didn't want to go, like straight up and down. I didn't want to go. I didn't feel like that was my thing. But I had presented the situation to her and was like, yo, listen, um, here's what would be available if I made this decision. We'd have, guaranteed loan for a home, and I'd have a what do you call it, the GI Bill, where I could go to school and further my education, which would allow me to secure a really good job, in a nice field. And she just was like, nah, I can't do that. She said, I can't wait. Like I can't be alone without you for that period of time. And I was only signing up for 3 years. And think about that. Like 3 years is that's not it's a short period of time, but it is still okay. Let me put it in perspective. It's still 3 years. That's 365 days times three. And for every year includes over 8,700 plus hours. That's just to put in. So you have to live through that moment to moment, day by day, minute, every second, minute, hour, days, weeks, months, whatever. And so she felt like she couldn't do that. And that's what she told me. And I thought that I would go ahead and make the decision. And because I was trying to explain to her, like, listen, she was like, I was like, but what about this? And I was presenting these concerns. And I was like, what if I can't get a job? And what if I can't keep the job? What if it takes this and that? And I was presenting all the concerns because I had been thinking about this. And she was like, um, Penny, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Penny, it doesn't matter. It's it's a matter of me and you working together to figure it out. But we're doing it together. And she was like, I'm not cool with that decision. I just can't do it. She says, I can't do it, Penny. Um, and I was like, dang. But I was afraid. So I made the decision and I went in and I lost that relationship with her. And being at this age, at this stage now, this was just one of the persons that got me. Like she got me, man. Like she understood. And every other woman after that only understood me partially. They didn't get it. Like I'm just telling y'all, for the simple fact that if you are fortunate enough to find somebody, man, I would hope that you would like hold on to that, because there is no guarantee that you're gonna find someone like that again in your life. You know what I mean? So like you might have other relationships that come after, and that might be good relationships. They might be cool. But when I'm talking about meeting somebody that truly, truly gets you, that to me just has been rare for me. I don't know what it is, how it's been for you guys, but seeing this scene, resonated with me because I wanted to present that. I wanted to talk about it with you guys, and see, what you thought about this offer. Like, because I see like there's a lot of content online about relationships, especially with people of color. And there's all these different clips of black men interviewing white women and asking white women, hey, would you be happy with a man that loved you but didn't have money?
A man with no money make a woman happy in a relationship.
I think so. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna say no.
No. Hell no. Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Hell no.
How he gonna make me happy?
How you gonna make her happy with no money?
Now I know this, it doesn't present the whole picture because like we don't have like statistical data. We're not like polling like a certain number of people, to see like what the overall sentiment is. That's the thing that I was thinking about in my situation. Like, how could you be happy? I was thinking about that for her. Like, how could you be happy if I'm not able to provide? And that's kind of like, I feel like that's a result of our culture and like what's being like embedded in us. And so just having the wisdom to be able to understand, like, well, you might not meet another person like this. This is a rare find. You know what I mean? Like, cause like trust me, like I've been with a lot of women and a lot of women tell me that they down this, that, and the third. And there's a skit with Cameron that I found, very funny. Cause he talking about like, I'm listening, I can't find the right woman.
I can't find the right joint. Toes fucked up. Credit score ain't good. You ain't got no job. You don't know when to go home. I can't go to your house. If I go to your house, it's uncomfortable. Yo, pardon my kids. Yo, it's just too much. I'm looking.
But yeah, so like she said she couldn't do that. And I understood that. But a lot of women that I've met after the fact said they would and just didn't understand like what I'm doing. And so then I became perceived as the enemy, quote unquote, the bad guy, because I'm after this thing, after this pursuit, and to be something, to become something, to add something to this world, something positive to this world, bring something positive, and figure things out and have a partner, that's willing to, walk that path with me, because they interested in the same thing. But yeah, everybody else they just didn't really get me. But let me ask, let me answer the question: would I accept that arrangement over love? I feel like if you had caught me at certain vulnerable moments, I'd probably say yeah. But if you catch me in my logical frame of mind, the answer would be absolutely no. Especially at this age, the answer would be absolutely no, because like what I'm looking for today is a partner that understands. We get each other. We're locked in. And for example, I'm not trying to live in poverty. I don't get, that's not something I'm trying to do. I've been there, done that. I've been homeless several times in my life. Why would I choose that when I know there's opportunities to not be that? Okay. So money is not important. It's just that we're forced to live in this, if you will, quote unquote, forced uh, to live in this economic society. All right. That's the system. And it seems to be this way across the globe. Okay. Like it is what it is. We're just born into this financial system. We weren't here to help create it. Many of us, we were just born in it. And now we have to make a decision. And so I'm just like, yo, I'd rather take some time, sacrifice all the fun, all that good stuff, and figure out how to succeed and become financially free so I can have my time. And that's where I'm at today. I'm actually in that position today. Um, And now just looking for a partner to help finish that journey, like, and help other people do the same, you know. So right now, I'm almost like I have my time back. I basically have the majority of my time back, but I'm not completely 100% financially free. And what I need in order to do that is for investments, the money itself, to start doing most of the work for me. And that's the final phase that I'm in today. Is I've educated myself. I've succeeded in corporate America, making a six-figure salary. I've done the work. I've did everything that I needed to do. Now it's time to have that money, go into the marketplace in the form of investments and start working on my behalf to sustain my lifestyle. And that might take, it can happen sooner, but it might take another 5 to 10 years. 46 now, so I should be, by the time I'm 55, that's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm working on. So I feel like that's a reasonable plan. And I feel like that's a reasonable period of time to give myself from this stage till then to reach that goal. And I can reach it much sooner. Imagine if I had a partner to work with me. So would I do that? No. If you caught me in a vulnerable moment, yes, maybe. But not knowing what I know today, no, I would not make that decision, because love, when I'm talking about, like, you're not guessing, you're confident, that this person loves you. And the feeling is mutual. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have that is a beautiful thing. Like, I just haven't had something like that, like I had initially, since that point. I've had other, loves, and they've been cool. It just, in comparison to that, it hasn't been that. And so they just, it's a sad thing, man. Like, cause it really makes me sad to think about. It's just that I was afraid, man. When you're afraid, it can paralyze you, or it can hinder your decision making abilities. So I caution, especially all you young people out there that might get the opportunity to watch this, I caution you to, think careful, think about your future, and be careful when you make that decision. Like, take the time, give yourself the time to fully think about everything and ask other people's advice. Present your concerns, present your questions, and compile that. Give yourself, like, enough time. I would say, like, if you can, give yourself a year. If you can give yourself longer, give yourself 1 to 2 or 3 years before you finalize that decision. Like, I'm thinking about it in terms of, like, the decision that I was faced with, like, to go into the military, because when I look back at it and as I reflect on it, I didn't have to make that decision right then. I had more time to think about it. I didn't have to make it right away. But yeah. So with that being said, it's your man Ace. I'm dropping the mic right here. Till next video, I'm out.